Twitch and or also YouTube. Although I'm not seeing anything popping up on Twitch and or YouTube just yet. Let me refresh it and see.
Yeah.
See if we're actually here. We are offline. I don't know. No, we're online. We're online. We're online.
Yep, we're online.
Yay! Happy days, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Firestorm Reviews. Woo! It's me, Heather, and also my lovely co-host, the man with a plan, the man with a very sexy accent, and also a glorious beard, the one and only Pat Emery. So we're here to do some stuff. Different stuff to usual stuff. Normally we're here to kind of make stuff, but today we're here to ruin your life and tell you what we really think. So that's such a mean way of introducing it. Hopefully it won't be a really mean one. We're here to do some reviews and kind of help people out. One of the things that we value a lot with Firestorm is obviously our ability to build community and help other people and make art accessible to all levels of income and earnings and all the rest of it, and make sure that you have the support and community levels of income and earnings and all the rest of it, and make sure that you have one of the things that you need as an artist, levels of income and earnings and all the rest of it, and make sure that you have the solid that you're levels of income and having someone who's got experience pointing out what's good, what's bad, and what's working, what's not working, so that you as an artist can develop your skill set more and improve upon yourselves. So first of all, thank you very much to everyone who sent in your portfolios, your work, your whatever it is that you sent in. Really appreciate that you trust us enough to be going through your work and giving you our opinions on it. It's really, really kind and very heartening that you think that. We might not be able to go through everyone's work that gets submitted. I've got to caveat this because last time we had people complaining. So just as a caveat, we cannot go through every single piece that gets submitted to us. We go through as many as we can, but them's the breaks. I don't know what to tell you. We can't get to everyone all the time. But we are doing this on a fairly regular basis. So if you don't get reviewed this time and you desperately want to review, don't forget to submit your work. All you have to do to submit your work for future streams is go over to our Discord channel. The links are down below somewhere. Go onto Discord, join us on our community. There is a channel there called Live Reviews, and you just have to pop your work into there and it'll be reviewed. That's as easy as that. So I'm done talking. Pat, you're in charge. Goodbye.
All right, folks. Yes, thank you. I'm just making sure that I'm kind of framed up here, so that we. There we go. I'm framed up a little bit better. Bear with me, folks. I'm just going to flip over. I'm just going to actually mirror my camera as well, just to make it a little bit easier to watch. So you have to apologise with us. We're still
robotic, guys. We got robotic sound coming through. Hello, sorry.
Oh, have we?
Interrupting again. 3D Manic.
No.
Hello. There's an echo. Too bad. Tough luck. Rion's here. Hello, my love. Nice to see you. Who else have we got? Vega's here. Hi, Vega. Hi, darling. Yes. So hopefully we're going to sort that out as we go through these things. Again, we're very new to doing co-streaming, so there's going to be problems.
Yeah, you've got to bear with us, folks, as we kind of go through the troubleshooting. But there's less troubleshooting, hopefully, this time than there was last time. So
why would you say that's all. You know. Don't say that out loud.
Positive thinking. Everything's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. So we're hopefully by the time we get a few more people into the stream, everything will be sorted out. But yeah, if you can make sure to let us know how it's sounding, how it's looking, if there's any lag with the cameras, or if the audio is coming through weird. It's surprisingly difficult, folks, to set this kind of thing up. But we have a hero. We have Mario. And Mario has done the most amazing work to get this all set up for us. So
also, the weird robotic voice is just my shitty South African accent. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried for years. It's just there, though. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing really well. Like, by all means, we got the chat running both on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you got any questions, comments, want to share your feelings, hit us up. We will maybe answer them, maybe not. It's my stream. I do what I want.
And I'm just here to put the mic.
Let me see. Let me see. Maybe my mic is weird.
Hold on. I'm just going to double check. Mine is actually going through my. Yeah, mine's going through my lav mic.
Yeah, mic's going through the right places. So I don't know.
Okay.
Should be fine.
All right.
It might just be my internet. Honestly, it might just be my internet being shit. Like that is an option. I live in the arse end of nowhere. There is no internet here. We gave up our freedom and our internets.
Is it both or just Heather's mic? Yep, there we go. We've got everyone try. We're still troubleshooting,
Yeah,
folks.
everyone's
We're
busy tracking.
still
Is it just me? I can shut up and just sit quietly. I'm alright with that. It's gonna be the most chilled stream for me.
Let me just refresh. I am getting a bit of lag through the Twitch. I'm noticing lag on the Twitch. So,
Yeah.
oh wow, it's down at 720 as well. Okay, let's put that to 480p. See if that makes a difference.
Rip.
Yeah.
Hey, feels
And
so
that's
good
the
visiting. Hi.
How are we doing, folks? Pat sounded the same for a sec. For a second. Oh, right. It could simply just be a streaming issue, folks. That happens quite a lot.
I'll get a notepad and just write messages and hold them up. I think it's just my internet. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's my internet is just shit. So sorry about that. It's okay. I don't have much to say. We're gonna let Pat talk his way through things.
Okay.
This is now Pat's stream. Oh shit, we're up to 92 viewers at the moment. So
Wow.
for anyone that's new and coming to hang out, hi, welcome to the stream. Pat, carry on talking because I sound like a robot.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Our viewership just kind of skyrocketed, and something that's really great to see is that these review sessions are obviously very popular. That's very obvious from the numbers that we get when we start these, and this is our second one, and we're well over 100 viewers straight away. So thank you all very much for coming along. Hopefully you can take away something from this, from the work that we're reviewing. Again, this is going to be a lot of constructive criticism, and please be aware that even if what we say sounds harsh, we're not saying it for the sake of being harsh. The whole point of reviewing work is to make you better. It's to improve your skills, okay? And that's something that can be really hard when you're starting off with, your creative journey and you're really happy with what you've done. But I will say this, it takes a lot of kind of confidence to post your stuff on the internet for a live review. So well done in that regard. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see. So, should we? Hey, the voice of Mario in my ear.
We can hear Mario in our head. I'd like to point out that Mario has titled this "Pat Jinxes the Stream." So nice.
Fantastic.
Too late.
Okay, well, let's just see what happens then. All right, okay, folks. So we are going to start off with, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Cheyenne Bisson. We've got a couple of things to kind of talk about on this. How are we doing with that?
Share.
Are we? I believe I am. Bear with me.
Technology,
Let me just.
no.
I will just try again. Make sure. I'll
Really
refresh
did
it. See if
jinx
we.
Pat really did jinx the entire stream. It was going so well, and now it's like, nah. Yay.
Hey, there we go. All right, folks.
Nice.
So, as I said, we're going to be taking a look at the work of Cheyenne Bisson. Thank you very much for submitting this. The first thing straight out the gate that we wanted to talk about is mature content on ArtStation. Okay, it's a very fast way for people to move away from your portfolio if you put any kind of wall up. Okay, now I am aware that certain platforms need you to apply mature content, but mature content is full nudity. Full nudity. A topless male will not be classed as mature content. Unfortunately, if you put a topless female up, it will.
Yeah, if you can see it on a beach, it's not mature content.
Yeah.
If it's something that you see on a nudist beach, then that would be.
Then it's mature.
content.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have the ridiculous double standard that if you put a topless female, then it will be, which is just dumb.
Yeah.
But hey, so
Also,
with
we got
that
a
in
request
mind,
over there. Feels so good, Kevin, and we aren't taking any more for today. But feel free to drop your stuff in there. We do reviews on a monthly basis. So anyone that
Yeah.
if you want to get your work seen, just throw it in there. We'll get to it eventually. Carry
Brilliant.
on.
yeah. And also, the next time we do one of these, we're hoping to have our very own Pete Ocampo. He's going to be coming in and hopefully helping us with some 2D stuff. So if you're a 2D artist or a concept artist, be sure to submit as well. No apology needed. No apology needed. Okay. All right, folks. So,
subscribe. Thanks, Rian.
oh wow, thank you, Rian.
Very good.
So
You get extra.
we obviously can't get.
When we do his review, we have to be really nice to him. He just subscribe to us.
Right. Okay. That's right,
That's
folks.
the rules.
Pay for our pay for our love.
If you pay, we'll only say good things.
So, with that in mind, let's take a look at this post here. And what we've got here, let's take just a general first impression look. We've obviously got hand-painted kind of textures, real-time game character straight off the bat. And got a good bit of background information on the portfolio. That's great to see. And also, this is really important, folks, by the way. It's a small thing that people don't kind of realize. Give a little bit of information about the image and why it's been made and what it's for, you know. Not every studio is going to read it, but some will. And also make sure that you do label the software you're using, because that's important too, okay? And
yeah, you're a better person than me. I don't read any of that. Like when someone starts telling me the background story of their character, I zone out entirely. Like all I want to know is what software did you use? What's your poly count?
yeah.
Give me the stats.
Oh no, yeah. I don't need a big long screed about their goals
Jeremiah
and ambitions.
Was a character that grew up in a forest with an abusive father and loving mother, and therefore, no, please don't tell me the story of your character unless you're in for character design, in which case that's kind of the point. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have, you know, a length of time it took you to complete it, the kind of eventually the goal of where it needs to be, what it's for, and that's going to help direct, you know, for example, if you're applying for a games company and you say, hey, I've got this character, but you don't mention that it's specifically for games, or it's not clear that it's for games, then it's going to get put to the side. You have to make it as clear as possible what it's for. And also, if you're using any kind of AI generation, okay, please be sure to label it as such. I'm not saying don't, I'm just saying make sure that you do. All right. So if you've used AI to upscale a texture or generate the concept, please be sure to label it as such. So overall, this is looking pretty nice. We've got some nice clean textures. There's not a lot of distortion, which is good to see. And this is another important thing, is that seeing the textures up front like this, it immediately tells me that the UVs must be pretty good, because I don't see any kind of major distortions. However, the character is in quite a basic pose, so maybe something a little bit more energetic would have a bit more impact. Okay, so bear that in mind. And if you can, when you do a turntable like this, particularly with game characters, if you can get an animator friend, or if you can do it yourself, and there is tools out there that do this, add an idle animation to this, folks. Just a little bit of idle just kind of adds a bit more life to the character.
Yeah. I'm guilty of that as well, to be honest. I'm so guilty.
Oh, so am I. I'm terrible.
I never use idle animations. And it is just being lazy, because you can literally go onto like Mixamo, however you want to pronounce it, and get an idle animation from there and be done with. It would be a nice way of doing it.
Topology.
Add a little bit of something. Oh, topology. So the one thing that I'm going to my immediate takeaway from this is that there's a lack of ambient occlusion in any of the textures. It's very, very flat coloration that she's put through on it. What they have put through on it. I would like to see some more of that, just to make it really pop. And that's something that if they've rendered in Marmoset, you can literally, near the bottom of your render settings, you can take your ambient occlusion map, throw it in there, and it'll just pop that out a little bit more for you, just to like get it a little bit more heightened. I think that would really add a lot of value to it, because at the moment, especially on like the chest region across her chest, her boobs, there's no shadowing there. It looks really nondescript.
Nondescript.
Like, it's taking away from what is possibly a really complicated sculpt, and you've removed all of the sculpt goodness by just having everything as a flat color. There's also no variation in terms of roughness or anything along those lines, which again would have really helped boost it. The coloring's good, the hand painting's good, but I still feel like there's a little bit of roughness, metallics, and ambient occlusion that could have been added to it to really get it to pop and be a lot more appealing.
I agree, and this kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning. Explain why your character looks the way it does. That's the thing, because if it isn't clear to us what the character's for, is it for a 2D? Is it supposed to look flat in 2D? Or is it just that you wanted to hand paint the textures? So that is something that is a good thing to kind of bear in mind. And also to point out, I'm looking at this on two different monitors that have a different color space. All right. One of them is more saturated and it's easier to see, but on the display I'm looking at, it's very flat.
Yeah.
So that's something, again, as Heather's just said, if you have a bit of ambient occlusion in there, a little bit of roughness adjustment, it's going to change the look of it and it's going to make it pop better. Because you don't know what someone's going to view it on.
If you're an artist, if you're an artist and you're privileged and snotty, get two screens. I've got one that I use for when I'm gaming and playing video games, and I've got that set up for like gaming space, so it's all very bright and saturated and all the rest of it because it's nice. But the screen that I use for my texturing and rendering is the one that's in front of me right now, which has got pure color on it, and pure color allows you to see pure color. It's what it is as a one-to-one without any adjustments and all the rest of it. Most screens these days, like most of your gaming screens, just there's a little button on the back where you can change the settings, and one of them will be like your color setting and whatnot. Making sure that you've got something that is the base. It's the same as when you're busy doing render and you've got all those little balls and all the different color references and all the rest of it in the background. That's what it's for. If I was to render on my gaming screen, the result, and I've done it before by mistake, the result that I actually have produced is so desaturated and so washed out, just because I was looking at the wrong screen. So it's something to be aware of, like not all screens are equal is the takeaway from that one.
This is all looking really nice. It's a nice breakdown, nice to see topology. Me personally, for the simplicity of the character, I would actually like to see less topology. I think the topology could be more efficient in the cape, and I don't think you need as much as you have here. So there's an area here where you could be a bit more efficient. For example, round here on the leg, you can see that on the thigh, there's not a lot of shape change there. So you can remove edge loops. Remember, when you're trying to optimize your topology, you only need to add an edge loop if it's going to change the silhouette. Okay, if you're going really, really low, right? So that's something to be aware of. I think the sword's looking great. Again, really nice hand-painted texture work, but it's too flat.
It's missing metal. The
Yeah.
sword has no metal. The metal sword needs metal. It
Yeah.
needs to have a metallic property added to that. Sorry, I feel like I'm being really mean today. I feel really mean on everything. I need to be nicer.
No, it's a valid
Who
point, and
wants
this
to
is the
be
things
good
like we were
cop,
saying.
bad cop? You can be good cop. I'll be bad cop. I'll just like, yeah, well, and I hate everything. No, it's not, and that's the thing. Like, it's not a bad model. It's a really nice model. There's a few things that can be done to elevate it. We're talking about the retopology of it all.
Yeah.
Is it a game character or is it a film character? We don't have that information, so
Yeah.
it's really difficult to determine a few more of the points. Because if it's a game character, you can optimize it a whole hell of a lot more. But if it's
Yeah.
just a cinematic character, then yeah, you don't really need to. It's kind of
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, I'm judging by the fact that I can see triangles getting used, so I'm assuming it's a game character. In which case, a lot
Yeah.
more could have been done with it.
Yeah, I go off the fact that there's triangles and that you're rendering it in Marmoset, which fair enough. I render my own cinematic stuff in Marmoset as well, but generally
Sponsor us,
it's for
Marmoset. We love you.
it's for real time. Yeah, exactly. Marmoset, we love you. We really do.
Yeah. Big fans. Hype.
And then when I get down to the texture sheets, this again screams game to me. This is great. It's real time
Yeah,
because
it
we've got
looks
very
good.
few texture sheets. Everything's beautifully optimized, I have to say. This makes me happy to see. Because in reality, you don't really need a lot of texture sheets if you're able to break it up. But again, we're missing all of those supplementary maps. No roughness, no normal, no anything like that. But again, we need to know, or whoever you're applying to needs to know what this is actually for, and what kind of style that you're going for. So let's
It
just
would be
kind of
nice just on the presentation of this. I think we saw it on someone else's work. It's really cool that they've done the color coding of like each of the different I'm assuming different maps, but they haven't
Yeah.
then related that to the actual map. So if you're gonna go this
Yes.
route and you're gonna present it this way, make sure that like your hair, the outline of the hair map is done in the same shade as blue as the hair, and the skin map has
Yeah.
got the yellow and all the rest of it. That way, it makes it really. It's a really cool way of displaying your work. It's a really really cool way of showcasing it. But just make sure you actually have
Yeah.
that correlation. Otherwise, it's just a weirdly colored girl.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just want to make it really obvious and number it, so one, and
Yeah.
then have an arrow, one,
Yeah.
just make it really clear, because you've got to remember, folks, when studios, recruiters, lead artists, seniors, supervisors are reviewing work, they are going through them very quickly. Very
Yes.
quickly indeed. I know, I've done it myself. I've actually been in the position where, and so has Heather, where we're reviewing loads and
Hundreds.
loads and hundreds of portfolios and demo reels, and you just have to kind of go through them really quick and see if something jumps out at you, then you take a deeper look. But if something isn't jumping out at you, or you go, no, I'll just skip by it. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. Okay. And now we get to the concept. Okay. So
The concept is going to
have-
ruin everything in my mind now because I want to be, I'm going to be upfront here. I like the model, but the problem
Mm-hmm.
for me is that when I then saw the concept, I like the concept so much more than I like the model.
Right. Yeah. Yes. You've
They're not the
interpreted
same
it
character.
quite well, but
Yeah.
there's things missing here. There's things missing. Primarily, there is a lot of really nice, exactly what we were talking about in bringing in that metal effect. Look at this lovely effect that's on the sword. Even if it's a 2D character and it's a 2D style but in 3D, bring this in. That would be so cool to see as like just a really customized and really abstract metallic map or roughness map, just to kind of help it bounce. Costume wise, yes, I'm just going to jump back up, and we're missing a few details as well. There's a lot of nice little accoutrements around here that would be really nice to see, because it adds a physicality, it adds a realist, a kind of grounding to the character, that we have little clips here on the corset,
Yes,
and
yes.
we've got little clips on the stockings keeping them up, and they could be nice little elements that, again, you have an abstract roughness to, or a shine that just makes it pop and just makes the character just that little bit more interesting. I would say that you're 85% of the way there, but you've still got that little 15% just to really make this model shine. And something that I want to point out is the face. I'm going to point out the face here. For me,
Anyone who wants to know my opinion on this, please feel free to go and have a look at the video that is up on ZBrush Live. I ranted about this yesterday. I'm gonna leave it at that.
for me, the face is too long. The face is too long.
It's not holding true to, like, she's got such a cute face. Such
Yeah.
a cute little face. Same as, like, there's certain aspects of the face, and it's interesting because our artist here has done the 2D concept and 3D work. So she knows.
Right.
She knows these things. It's her OC. It's her character. She's got this beautiful little face. She's got really nice, like, the nose is a really nice wide spaced nose. She's got all of these details that kind of add to the ethnicity of the character, which seem to have just gone completely missing in the 3D version, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, for example, the nose. I'm glad you pointed out the nose, because the nose to me looks fairly generic in the 3D model. And then when you go down to your concept, look at this lovely nose, the shape there. I would love to see
Yeah.
that incorporated into your sculpt. So again, I know it sounds like we're being very harsh, but the thing is, folks, the better your work is, the harsher we are going to be, because we know that it's just that little bit extra shine and a little bit of adjustment that you can make to the model to really push it that bit further. And sometimes, and actually I would say a lot of the time, the reason is that we miss these things because we've been spending, as you pointed out, 8 months working on this character. 8 months is a long time from start to finish. We miss things. We need fresh eyes on it. So again, I think it's a great thing that you've put this in for review, because I think I would love to see a little bit more time spent on some of the things that we've suggested, such as the reflection maps, just maybe tweaking the face to get it a little bit closer to your concept, and then adding a little bit of the final details onto the body, just to kind of help, as I said, push it just that little bit further. But yeah, so that's, as I said, overall, I mean, it's such a lovely model, but there's just a few bits and bobs. Also, watch with your anatomy. Do not, around the face, okay, at the moment, she's looking a little bit older than the concept, okay? The eyes are looking a little bit too sunken for me, and we can push this back by adjusting the shading a little, and the shading around the lower part of the mouth, under here, okay, where the nodules are, they are a bit too pronounced. So pull them back a bit so that you can keep the more youthful appearance of your concept art, because you're losing a little bit of that because of these heavier features on the face that you don't want to really add. Okay, so that's how
my 2 cents on this one is that be careful about trying to mimic an art style that is a trend. I know that the trend at the moment is very much, it has been for a long time, the Arcane trend, and everyone wants to be able to go, oh, it looks like it came from Arcane. You are losing in this case in particular, you're losing your own style by trying to mimic someone else's. And especially if it's an OC like this, where it's your own creation, it's your own concept. Don't mimic someone else's. Use your own creativity and come up with your own look for it. By trying to mimic the style of the Arcane characters, which everyone, this is my whole rant, and I'm going to do it as nicely as possible. The highly defined little puffy cheek, lip things, and the highly defined bags under the eyes is because those characters are experiencing trauma. It is a traumatizing tale. They've got this whole traumatic upbringing. They have that there to get that feeling across to you of sadness and misery. And what you've done is taken a beautiful concept who looks spicy and fierce, and then accentuated all the things that would make her look miserable as a character. And I feel like it's taken away a lot from the original intention of what was meant to be portrayed in her, unfortunately, in my opinion. I feel terrible saying these things, by the way. I feel really mean. I feel super mean because it's a really good character. The art style's nice. You've done a really good job hand painting it. It's just these little things that have kind of twisted it. And instead of, when I look at this character, I don't get a sense of I want to look more, because she looks so miserable that I'm just like, okay, well, she's just a miserable person. You don't want to spend time with that person. And that doesn't mean you need to have your character like gleefully smiling into the camera at all times. But if we were going for something where she's sad and miserable, then she needed a pose that says sad and miserable. She's got a pose that kind of is meant to be a little bit more about to go and attack something, about to go and do something. We could have done a little bit more to bring that forward with her facial expression, a little bit of a smirk or a smile, a tilt of the head sort of thing could have been used for that one, in my opinion. Guys, don't hate me. I'm sorry.
No, this is the thing, folks. Like we said, the better your work is, the harsher we're going to be, because what we want to see is you improve. That's the thing. And these are areas that sometimes need to be said, and sometimes your friends and even sometimes your teachers won't say it. Okay? So that's why when you're doing a live review, it can sometimes be a little bit disheartening, but please do not be disheartened. Take everything that's being suggested, and you can take from it what you will. You don't need to take on board what we've said, but, speaking from, with two people who are very experienced in this particular area, it's something that we know and we've seen many times before, and it's just things that we can see where you can improve. All right. So like we said, this overall model is fantastic. It is. The texturing, I'm really in love with the texturing. I love this texture sheet. I absolutely love this. This is the kind of stuff.
Really, really good. It's really
I love seeing this kind of stuff, but we do need to see a bit of reflectivity on the model. We can see that in your post above. It's missing. So a little bit of that customized roughness map, I think, would go a long way. I think taking another pass at the face, just to kind of maybe review the parts that, like Heather was saying, the parts that make her look like her. and you've got them in spades here, right? We've got a very unique looking nose, and the eye tilt is something that I really like. I love how angular the eyes are, and in your version here, we're kind of losing that a little bit. So don't be scared to, and I know sometimes it can look a bit weird on a 3D model, but don't be scared to do it. Just tilt those eyes, really make them really aggressive with a tilt, exactly like it is in your concept. And I think it'll boost it just that little bit more, and it'll make it feel a bit more yours, and it'll follow your style a little bit more closely. Okay.
I'm just seeing Vegas saying in chat there, I see the how can I make this in Arcane style so often in Discord servers. Be so careful about that, guys. Not only are you're putting yourself up for comparison unnecessarily by following a trend or a thing that you are interested in. If you're putting yourself to compare me to Arcane, compare me to an award-winning show, it's not always going to work out to your benefit. So just be wary about doing that. And also following a trend. Trends are trends for a reason. They'll trend and then drop off again and decline, and they won't be as interesting. If you're trying to, especially Arcane in particular, it is such a niche. It is such a niche. Unless you're aiming to literally work with Arcane and Fortiche, you're going to have a bad time. I'm so sorry. I have to excuse myself for 2 seconds. You carry on. I have to go rescue a bug.
No problem, no problem. Where can I drop my portfolio link? Split Sculpts, you can go across to the Firestorm Discord, and there is a channel specifically for dropping in your live review link. Please make sure that you make a link to your ArtStation portfolio. If you can only post it in the chat, that's great, but it's easier for us if it's a link to a portfolio like ArtStation or a YouTube showreel, okay? Oh, we've lost screen share. Oh, there it's back, that's fine. Okay. So folks, while we're waiting on Heather returning, feel free to ask any kind of final questions in the chat. And also, I'm just going to go over this one more time for Cheyenne, just as a bit of a sum up of it. So overall, what we're looking at is a very well constructed character here. You could optimize the topology a little bit more if it's for games, but to be honest, as it stands, it would work in a lot of different situations. You'd be able to use it for real time, you'd be able to use it for a animation, etc., all this type of thing. Make sure that you're a little bit more clear in your description about what it is that this is meant for. Is it meant for games? Is it meant for a show? Are you going for a flat 2D style that happens to be that's also in 3D? All right, because like we've said, it would be really nice to see a little bit more pop on the metalness or the kind of roughness on the character, just to help highlight some of the details, the lovely textures and the lovely sculpt as well. Because we never actually chatted about the sculpt. I actually really like the sculpture that you've done here. It's clean and it has all the correct forms in the right place. You've not overdone it with the sculpt because you don't need to. And that shows a great restraint actually, because again, because you've done a more flat texture approach, there's no need to do a lot of detailed sculpt because a lot of it's coming through in your texture. All right. Okay. Yes, and I think again, like I said, focus a little bit more, spend a little bit more time trying to take your concept's face and apply that into the character, because we're missing some really key parts that make it look like your concept. The tilt of that eyes, the shape of the nose, and I think the face does need to be shorter and a little bit wider. That would be how I would edit that, because we're losing some of the width down here at the mouth, because she's got nice voluptuous lips, you know, wide mouth, wider kind of chin here at the back of the jaw. Let's see if we can actually put that into the model as well. All right, and let's add a few of these little extra details onto the body. Okay, so hopefully Cheyenne, that's been helpful to you if you're watching. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat here. Just discovered the channel, or the majority of the portfolio is being reviewed today by character artists. I don't consider myself a character artist, Saiba. I consider myself a CG artist. I do everything. I specialize in characters and creatures mostly, but my expertise kind of is wide ranging in regards to just assets in general. So anything that is kind of made in an asset department, I'm very comfortable and very happy to kind of review. So if you have something that you want reviewed that's not character based, feel free to pop that into the Discord. All right. And it's something that we can review at the next session. Say that again, Mario. Sorry, I've got Mario in my ear, folks. Okay, that's a good point. I think so means if the portfolios are from character artists. Vega, if that's the case, then I'm not sure. We've not gone through them all. We kind of approach these kind of cold, so we just pick them out, and I think most of them are character based. But yes, as I said, we can of course apply and review anything that anybody wants to submit. And just for any new users or viewers that we have, just to give you a little bit of background on my history in the VFX industry, I've been working in CG for over 18 years. I have worked in the visual effects industry on over 30 shows and projects for the last 12 years. So if you do have any questions about the industry or are concerned about, you know, our ability to review properly, then hopefully that puts your mind at ease. I'm coming up on 2 decades of working in this industry, so I feel I'm an asset specialist, so I feel like I am fairly well kind of prepared to review, and I have reviewed and several hundred demo reels in my time. So if anyone has a query.
I'm so sorry. Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I'm very excited but very sorry at the same time.
Is the bug safe? That's the question we all have. It's on everyone's mind. Is the bug safe? The bug is safe. This is good. Okay.
It has arrived.
All right, folks. So I think we're finished up with Cheyenne. Again, thank you very much for submitting that. Hopefully the critique that we've given is useful to you, and please do send a follow-up to us in the Discord chat. We really love, and if you've got any follow-up questions, you can ask in the Discord as well. All right. Okay, let's see what else we can bring up. It's a mix.
People are asking,
Depends.
are we only doing the character art stuff? And no, we'll review anything you got. If you throw it at us, we'll review it. I'll even review your LinkedIn portfolio. I'll review your social medias for you. We'll review your CV for you. We'll review your cover letters for you. We are here to help. The whole point of this is not just for us to talk about someone else's work and make judgments on someone else's work. The point of this is to try and help you succeed in your career path and your choices. So anything you need, anything you want help with, just send it across. We're here to help mostly.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, folks. And again, additionally, on top of my industry experience, I've been teaching CG for over 15 years. So I've taught thousands of students.
How did you manage to
point.
do that? You're only 25.
Heather's very kind.
Pat was doing CG work before he was born. That's
apparently so. Yep. That's how much I love it.
Yep. All right, what we got?
This Artsday. Okay, so next up, folks, is Aritra Mitra. Hopefully I have pronounced your name correctly. I apologize if I haven't.
That is such a good name. I really
it's
hope
a
that's
stunning name
because it's a good name.
Yeah, I should point out as well, folks, the Scots, we tend to pronounce things in a quite a harsh way. So if I have pronounced, and we just kind of pronounce it as we see it. So if I've mispronounced your name, I apologize. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. I want to just, when I see a ArtStation like this, the first thing I tend to do is I will check the last thing in the list, and I want to see when it was posted. Okay. If you've got work in here that's honestly, if you're a new artist and the work is over 3 years old, I would hide it. I would get rid of it, because the work that's at the front of your portfolio will be better. Okay, so just be aware of that. So we've got quite a lot in here. Yeah. So what do you fancy kind of taking a look at, Heather? What's drawing your? Because we can't look over everything.
So I'm gonna also just say, like, when I look at it, you've got a lot of different things there, and you're going for props and characters at the same time. It might, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I like having props that fit with a character, and then that way I can
Yeah.
show a character holding a weapon, and then the weapon as part of that. When I see things getting split up like this, I have a very small brain, and I get confused very quickly. So if someone sends me an application to be a character artist and I open this and I can see one character, two characters, I'll be like, you're not a character artist. I know.
Right. Okay.
I'm being ruthless today and I'm so sorry. Like, I am just being really, really ruthless. If someone applied as a prop artist, I would see this and go, yeah, prop artist. Okay, cool. That's fine. But if you're going for character art, you're going to want to showcase a bit more character art in your character art profile, in my opinion.
Yeah, make it the focus. For example,
Yeah.
if props is your secondary, do one post with all of the props in it, not separate posts for each one, right? Put them into one thing and say, this is my props, the rest of it's characters. That makes it very clear to reviewers, because what Heather said is very true. It's what I call the pink elephant theory. So if a studio is going to a portfolio and they're going, we need a pink elephant, and you go into your portfolio and they see a purple elephant, they go, very close, but it's not a pink elephant, and they move on. I know that sounds ridiculous, folks, but that is how ruthless the industry is.
Ruthless. Yeah, it is. I've done that when I open up someone's portfolio, and that's why I'm speaking as someone who's had to hire an artist. And if I open this up and I was looking for a character artist, I go, this isn't what I'm looking for. Move on.
Yeah.
End of it.
Yeah.
So we've got there is a full character. Is Mystique a full character? Why haven't we got a six face?
No, it looks like it's just the body. Yeah, but just clothing.
Shame. Give her a face.
Yeah.
Give her a face.
The one thing I'll say from a portfolio perspective, that's a little bit low res. It's a bit hard to see some of the finer details. So try and see if you can find a better way to present the character. Overall, I'm looking at the proportions here. They look okay. The arms are probably a little bit short. In fact, I would say yes, the arms are probably too short. I would lengthen them a bit. Remember that idealized superhero proportions do not always work. That's an idealized proportion. Sometimes you have to make arms longer, legs longer, in order to create a certain, I'm going to use it, sorry for the pun, a certain mystique about the character. And I'm fired.
Because okay, so I've got a theory. So judging from this, we're looking at screen grabs, and I would say it's screen grabs from, would you say Marvelous Designer maybe?
No, this looks like
ZBrush Design or something.
It looks like ZBrush actually. Oh no, wait, no.
Because
it's not. You're right.
I think the reason that the arms look short is because those arms are normally bent, because those are normally the non-completely straight arm T-pose models.
Yeah.
They've straightened the arms out to make it easier to put gloves onto, because Marvelous Designer is tricky. And then they haven't included a head because the head isn't actually Mystique. It's just a bog standard piece that they've used.
I mean, software-wise, it says it's ZBrush only, but I mean, this is better.
The problem is, I think they've just made the clothing. They haven't made the body. So
yeah,
which is where the problem comes in. Which is a shame.
Which is a shame. Yeah, I think, again, this is something I would say, folks, if you have stuff that's just kind of work in progress or something that you're just working on, like sketchbook stuff, put it in one post on your ArtStation and have that as your sketchbook, and then only position final pieces. Because again, when reviewers look at the work, they're going to go for the final work. They're not going to look at work in progress stuff. That's of no interest to them. As nice as this is, I really like it. I think it's a really solid start. Clothing is difficult. There's a bit of lumpiness in some of the wrinkles and stuff. So what I would suggest you do is get some really good photo reference of this type of clothing. See how those folds work. You'd be amazed at how non-skin tight clothing is most of the time. Again,
Yeah.
I know it's a superhero character and that's the kind of the aesthetic,
But
but
if you're going for a superhero stylized character, go stylized. Go
yeah,
if you want it to be skin tight lycra that is like plastered so deep into her skin it's never coming out. Go stylized. Make it fake. Make it as fake as your heart is willing to go. But yeah, if you're gonna go for realism, it needs to pull away a little bit more. That's really cool, by the way.
this is really nice. I really like
That's
this.
a nice prop and it's nicely rendered. Very
This is,
nice.
yeah, really well presented. Really well presented. Yeah, I'm gonna mirror what Heather has said here. It feels like you're more of a prop artist, but you're starting to work on characters, and that's fine. But again, it's you've got to balance out your portfolio in the right way. Okay,
Okay.
this
That's a
is
really cool weapon. I would buy
that's
that
very
weapon.
cool.
That's a good weapon skin. I would use that weapon. That's very cool.
This is great. Lovely breakdown as well.
And
We've got, and that's very
optimized.
well optimized. Yeah,
Yeah,
very well
nice.
optimized.
Really nice.
Perfect. See, that stuff's really, really nice. That's really
Mm,
nice work. Um, See, I'm just going to stuff now that's pulling my attention. Okay, that's what I'm
nice.
going
This is
with.
also nice. This is also
This is
really
really
cool.
nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, I love this. I love the detail of the kind of the
That's
dragon
really, really
head with the
nicely
tongue.
done. Really nice textures, really nice
Hmm.
design. It's really well put together. The render's nice, the lighting's nice, everything about this is nice. This is what you want to see.
What's your
I'm gonna
what's your
fight against
stretching
the
though?
whole idea. Oh, whoops! I'm about to like ruin it. I'm being the nice one. I'm gonna fight against the idea of having the post about work in progress shots on your art station. Don't have it because the thing that people look at when they go onto your art station is not your best work. They will look at your worst work and judge you based on that. If you've got
Mm,
work in progress shots that you're posting up there, people might not read the title, may not see that it's work in progress. They might assume that it's an end game thing. Or they might look at it and go, oh, this person starts projects but doesn't finish them, which is also a bad look for you. So I would avoid doing that. Use your Instagram and socials for your work in progress shots, but the rest of it, your final shots should be up here and they should be presented. Each of those little key pictures that you're seeing there should be presented with your character, the title, all the rest of it, so that people want to click on it and go further and further into your portfolio. You've got to grab them
yeah,
with your first thing has got to be catchy.
yeah,
This
because
is cute.
that's yeah. Why is that? Go back. That's actually something I wanted to point out about this thumbnail. This thumbnail needs to be bigger. It needs to be more eye-catching because I went into it and actually it's a really nice model.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
really
didn't.
nice.
It wasn't the thing that I went to first. It's not what I was drawn to first. And I hate the fact that I have to tell you to do that. It's got to have an engaging thumbnail and stuff. But that's sadly the kind of modern approach to portfolio
Yeah.
reviews these days. That's what
The,
people are
prob-
looking
the
for. They're
problem
going to.
is these days is that if you don't do it, someone else is doing it.
Mhm. Yes, very true. Um, uh, yeah, this is quite solid looking. Again, it's what I like. What I like seeing here is there is obviously areas that we can improve here. The sculpting detail feels low res to me. Okay, it's not as refined as it could be, but the whole character is around the same level of detail, right? And that shows that you're at a certain stage in your character creation journey, and the more that you practice, the more that you time that you invest into them, the better and better you're going to be. So what I'm going to say to you at this point, Aritra, is to keep going, keep improving, keep researching, keep practicing your character work here. And exactly as Heather said, look at all these lovely props, but they're on the character. They have a reason to be there. You can say I'm a character in 3D and prop artist, but all the props are part of the characters, okay? And it'll make
Yeah.
your whole, like for example, you could do an accompaniment to this one here. Create a character that holds this.
Yes.
That would be awesome. You've already got the kind of background and the kind of almost the story there. So, make a character to fit this prop and then present them at the same time.
I guess 3D Manic says, I regret not posting for the review now. Ruthless Heather review would have been so damn helpful. I mean, I'm glad you're finding it helpful. I'm going to end the stream and start crying because I feel like I'm being so mean. And I'm not normally mean. Like, I try to be really uplifting and helpful with these things. But sometimes I feel like a lot of the time people are posting things and they're getting that really positive, like, you're so good, you're so wonderful, your work is so cool. And that's true. No matter what level of work you're doing, that is true. 100% true. But if you're looking to improve, you're going to have to hear the nasty side of things as well. You're going to have to be told what's shit about your work. Because if you don't hear that, if you're only told that your work is good, you'll never strive to improve. So, sorry ish. Kinda. This is nice.
Yeah,
This is good. This is well
this
rendered.
is yeah. The improvement over your Spartan warrior is already evident.
Yeah.
You can see the improvement in your sculpting, your modeling, your baking, the resolution of your textures. Yeah. What I'm going to say to you is I would remove anything that's not finished, and actually I would
Yeah.
do more about this
Focus.
character. This character is your showcase.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people, you try to show that you have experience or have time by posting lots of work. You don't need lots of work to get a job. You need one really good piece to get a job. One.
Yeah. And there is going to be people out there that will disagree with that comment, but I know for a fact, I know that can happen. I know I've got several stories of people who have applied to large studios and they've had one solid piece. Now this is several years ago, to be fair, but they've had one solid piece, and that just so happened to be exactly what the studio needed. That's what they were looking for. They saw it and they went, "That's what we want." And
Yeah,
when I applied to DNEG in 2000 and when I applied to DNEG for the 18th or 19th time in 2015, I was told in my interview there was one piece of work in my demo reel that got me the job. One piece.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I know that when I first graduated and I started applying for jobs, the thing that got me the most attention was my cat vomiting more cats. Because whenever I had an interview, that's all the interviewers wanted to talk about, was that one piece. And I was like, but what about
Yeah.
my other pieces? Why are you abandoning all my other pieces?
Yeah. You have to remember that a lot of the time the people reviewing your work are very similar to you. We're all, a lot of the time. Now,
Nerds.
the topology here is looking good. It's clean, but it's way too heavy. It's far too heavy. You don't need these amount of loops for this shape of character. Look at the
this is for
density on
real-time
this arm.
application in games. Never.
Yeah.
Ever. Never.
You would really, for example, I can see that a lot of this is made up of separate components. This should be broken down into maybe 2 components: upper leg, lower leg, maybe the foot. So maybe 2 to 3 parts. And honestly, if it really needs to be optimized, you do the whole thing as one piece for the whole leg section. But because it's mechanical is why I'm saying break it up into 3 parts so that you actually have a physical way to animate it. But yes, I would say that this needs to be further optimized. Because another thing as well, yes, you will see in some AAA titles, I'm going to use God of War or the Uncharted series as an example, you will see that the heads are incredibly dense. The heads are going to be very dense, but if you look at the body is significantly lower in regards to topology. So that's something to be aware of. Yeah, this is way too far too high.
Dense.
It's very, very dense. It's lovely, but it's too dense.
If it was a cinematic, this would be
Oh yeah, totally
if it was
fine.
Cinematic, it would be absolutely great. But for a game, so the thing to remember with games, we all know League of Legends. 7,000 triangles. That's 3,500 quads to make a character. Okay, that's pushing it. That's extreme, but also it can be done. It can be done with very cool texturing and all the rest of it, but it can be done.
And again, you have to kind of consider, if you look at the style of game that League of Legends is, it's you're looking at it from above 3/4. So you're not zooming up close to the characters. Same with things like Diablo, right? Diablo characters are probably about this, maybe not exactly as low as that, but I wouldn't imagine they're much higher,
No, probably not much higher. But I mean, for a portfolio piece, if you're throwing together a portfolio piece and you're doing it for a game, you can assume that you're allowed a few leeways with it. Assume that you're making the hero character. Assume that it's going to be an Unreal game and it's a AAA studio. And even then, this is still too high. The ones that I make, I feel guilty if I hit over like 40,000 polys. And that's including
Yeah.
weapons, gear, everything. Because when you're doing your poly count, please make sure you're including, like, it should be your character, the clothing, the hair, the weapons, the whole shebang. Everything that's there should be a part of your poly count. So, whoa, what is that?
So I'm highlighting this area here on the eyebrow because I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like an overlap or an auto read topology. I'm not sure, but it's looking way too dense for
I
a
know what
small
they
area
did.
like that.
They used
So-
they used a knife tool in ZBrush. If you zoom in, I bet you those are all little triangles.
Let's have a look.
Zoom in. I'm staring at it. It looks
not
like
entirely
they've
sure
just
if I
done a
can.
quick cut.
It's about as far as I can get in to have a look.
Oh, no, it's actually quads. It's quads.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
just
what
very,
they did
very
there.
dense. It's very dense. So again, folks, this is the thing. We're going to go through a fine tooth comb because the thing is, this is exactly what will happen when you apply for a job. And honestly, me and Heather we're not being as ruthless as they will be in a review.
Nice.
And that can be really hard to, it can be a hard thing to take. It's very disheartening. The one thing I will say is that if you don't get a job that you're going for, or you're feeling as though your work isn't good enough, try not to think that way. Keep working at it, keep pushing at it, and keep applying to jobs, okay? You will consistently improve. And it's, again, it wasn't an accident that I mentioned how long it took me to get a job at DNEG. 18 times I applied before I got a job there. So, and if I can do it, everyone can do it. Okay.
Oh, it's the same as
So-
Steven, was it Spielberg? No, who's that? The horror writer, Stephen King, who kept all of his rejection letters nailed to a spike, and he had hundreds and hundreds of rejection letters before he finally got published, and finally people realized how brilliant he
Yeah.
was. And that's the same thing for any art and anything that you're doing. If you are a 3D artist, a 2D artist, a game developer, a writer, a musician, part of the process is, unfortunately, not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone's going to like your art in particular. Not everyone's going to give you the adulation that we so dearly crave as artists. And you just have to keep striving and working for it. It's
Yeah.
part of the game. This is a very nice portfolio. I'm glad that we got to look at this.
It is. This is Alejandro Mesa. So
Yeah.
hopefully, again, I pronounced that correctly for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly as I said before. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to look at the last piece here, the first piece, 3 years ago. Okay, we're on the cusp here of I would remove it, if I'm being totally honest. I'm
It's not a
looking at your
finished piece. It's not finished. It's just
Yeah.
a work in progress.
Yeah, I would remove the dragon. It's not indicative. I can see from the other work here that it's not indicative of how good you are now. So get rid of it. It's harming your portfolio. Okay, that's me being harsh. Okay. Again, this is from 3 years ago as well. Again, I don't think it's as strong as these here, and that's just going by the thumbnails.
I'm going to say that if it's 3 years old, re-render it, because it's not a bad piece. It's well textured. Everything about it is fine. The opening image that you've got on the cover screen there, that's really nice. Like from here, it looks really, really nice. But it's only when you open it up that you suddenly like, oh, okay, it's a little bit basic. But
Yeah.
if you re-render it and get some better renders out of it, maybe play around with your lighting a bit more, you might get something that pops a little bit more out of it. This is sick. This is
Yeah,
so
I like
sick.
this.
Like it reminds me of the Tokolosh that I made, but this is so sick. I love it. It's so
Yeah.
nice.
I'm like, I
It's
like
creepy.
the
I
overall
like
design.
it.
It's a nice looking model.
Yeah.
So one thing I would say is though, I think your
Oh, what's on
face
the nose?
texture needs to be higher resolution, and there's definitely some artifacting on your normal map, maybe your displacement map around the nose. It could be a render artifact. I'm not sure, but just be very wary about that. The one thing for me that is a bit it's a bit distracting for me because it's how high resolution the eyes are in comparison to the rest of the model. So what I would do is I would knock the eye detail back or try to improve the skin detail around the character. All right, because it's drawing you into the eyes, but you can see the difference in detail level. Okay.
And because I'm cynical, it'll make me question whether or not you just bought an eye pack and used someone else's eyes. Because
There
at the
is that
moment it
as
doesn't
well.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment it doesn't match like that, I'm like, oh, it's just a bought asset. That's why it doesn't
Yeah.
quite match.
And that's fine as long as you point it out
Hide it.
in your project.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Do what he said. Don't do what I said. Don't hide it.
If you use a brush, if you use a pack, if you use anything
Yeah.
from someone, and this is the thing, don't feel bad if you've used an eye pack or you've used a groom pack or something, because the thing is that that's what we have to do in the industry. We do it all the time. You have no idea how often we buy models from TurboSquid and then have to fix them. That's how it goes, because we're like, oh, we don't have a budget to have a modeler spend a week building, say, a 747. Let's go to TurboSquid and see if they have one. Oh, look, they've got one. Let's buy it. That's cheaper. And then we can spend a day retrofitting it to work
Fixing
in our
it.
pipeline
Yeah.
and fixing
And we
it
all
to make
do
it
it.
work in the
Like,
pipe.
the other side of it just like is don't be ashamed to promote another artist. Don't be scared to promote another artist. It's nice. It's nice. If
Yeah.
you use someone else's stuff, promote them. They'll probably be
Yeah.
stoked and then reshare your work. Be nice. If you're nice to people, they'll be nice back to you. The more you help someone else, the more they're likely to help you. It's the whole circle. It's a circle of art. We all just have to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
So if you're using someone else's shit, say so.
Also, again, I think what Heather mentioned about re-rendering is a good idea. This is too bright for me. Your clay render's way too bright. You're losing a lot
It's
of
white.
the nice detail. Yeah. We need to kind of pull that down a bit. Also, the lighting, I'm not a fan of this double shadow. It's creating it for a clay
Is this a
render should be
marmoset
clean.
render? It's a
I
marmoset render,
believe
isn't it?
so. Yeah, Marmoset tool bag. Yeah,
So you just increase the diameter and that should clear that up, right? It's
yeah,
diameter?
yeah.
I
You've got
can never
nice.
remember if it's diameter.
The lighting here is really nice, but for a clay render, the whole point of it is you're supposed to be able to see the whole model with no harsh shadows. That's the idea, because you need to be able to assess the whole surface and form of the model. So it's getting that balance between, you don't want the lighting to be flat and boring because you still need harsh enough light to catch the shadows, but you don't want it to be blown out or fully cinematic, because it's not going to, people are going to think you're hiding something. You're hiding the crimes of your modeling. Like, that bit isn't very good. Let's hide it in the shadows. That type of thing.
I don't do that. I don't feel like you're picking on me.
I do
never
that
done
all the
that.
time. All the
Oh my
time.
god, one of my ones missing a whole ass polygon from its foot that I just put a shadow on it.
See, this is the thing, folks. We know what you're doing because we've done it too.
Too.
Right? Let's have another look and see
Yamara,
what
hi,
else we've got.
Yamara. This is really cool. Like, I really like it. I would say that if we're being ruthless, if I was putting this portfolio up because I wanted to get a job, I would kill the second post that he has got, and maybe the Spider-Man and the dragon. I would kill those immediately, and
Yeah.
I would potentially move the stylized one because I think that's their first crack at doing stylized. I put that as my last one. I would have the creepy dude as my first, the second one as the second, and then just shuffle it around a bit because I don't think that the nicest one is the first one. That's cool.
I like the Kraken. Again, I think it needs...
These are cool. They're so much fun.
You see, Alejandro, I don't know if you're watching, and if you are watching this back, see the lighting you have here?
Hi.
Apply that to your clay renders. Take this lighting and use that for your clay renders, and also, darken up the shader in Marmoset, because I find that Marmoset's default white shader can be blown out quite a lot. So pull that albedo down, apply a kind of maybe just not mid-grey, but slightly darker, and I think it'll make your things pop. And just a little bit of roughness, not set the roughness to about 0.454. I know, very specific, but set it to that, and I guarantee you'll get a soft specular that'll highlight your details, but it won't look like you've just covered the character in motor oil. Okay.
Yeah. Don't be shy to go and look for other people's render setups. It's one of the things that I love about Marmoset. I don't know if the other ones do it. Marmoset, you can literally just go and buy or borrow or steal someone else's render setups and then use that and just pull those straight through. If you're doing stylized stuff in particular, just do a quick search for Overwatch setups and you will find setups that match how Overwatch renders their stuff It'll give you the clay materials that you need to use for it. It'll give you the render setup that you need to use for it. All you have to do is dump your character into it. Make sure your character is scaled to a proper wireframe scale, and you're done. No, it's really
Yeah.
easy. There's ways to do that. In the same regards, I shouldn't tell you how often I just use my old render scene that I used on something else, and then I just switch out the model that's in there and change the light color, and then I'm done. Like, if it
I do
works,
that
it
as well.
works. Yeah, if it
It's-
works, it works. Like, don't be shy to
You
do
know,
these things.
For example, I recently reworked an old model from 2020 with a new texture and a new render. The whole project took less than 24 hours to do. I didn't spend a lot of time, and because I didn't need to. That's something to bear in mind. If you've got, and it's because I had other scenes lying around that I could go, oh, I've got this Arnold light setup that I've used for other portraits. I'll bring that in and I'll use that, and then I just have to tweak the settings to my liking. And a little tip, folks, if you are using Arnold for Maya, do not turn on adaptive sampling. Otherwise, your render will take 17 hours like mine did, when it probably should have taken 4. Yes,
Oh,
adaptive sampling will give you a absolutely amazing render, and you'll be able to zoom in as close as you want, and the sampling will be beautiful. But it'll take 17 hours.
cool. Good to
Yeah,
know.
good to
Really
know.
good
Okay,
to
so
know. I'm glad.
this stylized one, I'm actually getting J Hill vibes off this.
Very.
Uh,
I don't know if it's just because the character
Oh, there we go.
looks like J Hill. Is it
Real-time
J
project
Hill?
created during J Hill's 8-week character class.
There we go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It's the moment you see
I
the
think
line
that's-
with the little bolt thing, then you know it's a J Hill.
Yeah. And it was the blue background as well that caught me. But
yes,
the
yes,
thing is, I think that's a good idea, a good thing to point out, because
Yeah.
what you'll find is that even if you don't consider an artist to have a style, everybody does, even if they're not trying to make their own style. And I think J Hill has a certain way that he works, and obviously that's going to come through in how he teaches.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no, like my mentor, because I met my mentor through CG Spectrum, and literally I did not have to speak to a student. If I saw their post, I could tell if it was one of her students, because we all
Yeah.
render in the exact same way. We all have the exact same folds, and it's how you do things. It's when you get taught by someone, you end up mimicking them and creating things. It takes you a while to then step away and
It's-
then make your own way with it, though.
yeah, it's actually, the thing is, folks, this is something that's gone on for thousands of years. This is how masters learned. It's like, for example, it's like the Mona Lisa. There's loads of copies. Why? Because Da Vinci had students who worked and copied from it. That's how they learned, and that's why mentorships are so useful as a form of learning.
Good plug. Don't forget, everyone, Firestorm Studio, we provide mentorship. If you're looking for character art mentorship, environment art mentorship, 2D, 3D, or maybe you're just wanting to learn some new skills in a software of your choice, get in touch. We've got a mentor waiting for you that will be paired with you individually to make sure that you get exactly what you need at an affordable price according to your budget and according to your timelines. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm done now.
Okay, so I like
You
this.
know, before this stream, we were talking about having the buttons to make uwu sounds. I'm just going to have a button to do the pitch for that every time.
Yeah,
That's
every
what
time.
I'm going to do.
Same when you see how Pablander Academy students work, you'll always be able to, yes, because
Yeah.
that's because Pablo has a very unique style and design language to when he creates characters, and that comes through in his models. So, and how he teaches. I like this. I actually prefer the lighting and the look of the texture in your turntable for the head. I think it's too bright. It's way overexposed for my liking. And I think you're losing some of the detail in your texture of your hair, and it's making it look artificial. There's also way too much subsurface on his face.
Yes. I was like, I need to say it. I need to say it.
Yeah,
It looks
sorry,
like-
sorry, Heather. Yeah, his
No,
face
don't.
looks.
I've been talking over you the whole time. Like, please don't.
I'm going down. That's why I was going down the images, folks, and I can see it actually across the whole character down here in the corner. I don't know if
Oh,
that's
yeah.
up here. It's too much subsurface. Okay, drag it back or use a map to control it. Okay, subsurface overuse of subsurface is one of my most hated things. And I've been guilty of it in the past as well, because sometimes it can be used to great effect for stylization purposes or to make something pop, right? But if it was me, what I would do is I would kind of drag back the subsurface in the beauty render, and then I would kick the SSS out as a pass, and then put it together in compositing, and then boost it and mask it in compositing if it's a still, etc., that type of thing, and bring it back into certain areas. Because I can see here, look at this is lovely, look at all that lovely
really cool.
sculpted detail and
detailed.
displacement, and gone because of your subsurface. And again, I'm going to be harsh here because this is a really nice model. You've had a character class with Jay Hill, so we know that you've had a good mentor who knows what they're doing and passing on this knowledge.
For it.
And
it's a good
there's
character.
just
with subsurface scattering, if you're rendering in Marmoset, don't adjust the parameter of your subsurface scattering. Leave it alone, because it's kind of preset to be at the right level. Leave it alone for the most part. For the most part, leave it alone. What you do need to do is make sure that your character is the right scale. So there's a little setting in there for you to check your scale. If your scale of your character is too small, everything's going to be blown out. It's all just going to get blown out. So you need to make sure this might be a scaling issue. It
could be, because it's the same in every piece of software. If you're rendering in Arnold and you're not rendering at real world scale, because here's the thing, in Arnold, you should, and the reason I'm saying that, folks, is that's my go-to. You shouldn't have to change the setting. Same as in Marmoset, the setting should be, like, the scale should be set to 1, and your character should be set to real world scale, and your subsurface will be accurate. And if you need to boost it a little bit, then you bring in a map and accentuate it a little bit. You know, you can adjust it for artistic reasons, but yeah, it's definitely, it's such a shame, because it's just too, it doesn't look like he has a skull, because there's nothing solid behind it. Okay. But otherwise that looks.
Painted Dragon says, "Stop being nice to each other. We're here for the drama." I don't know. I've got nothing nasty to say to you, Pat. I love you. I think you're amazing. I think you're an absolute hero in the art world, and you are so kind and generous with your time and sharing your thoughts and all the rest of it with everyone. And yeah, I got nothing bad to say. Pat's amazing. We love Pat. Pat is our very own 3D Bob Ross. So there you go. And now that I've put you on the spot, go keep reviewing people. Be mean to them.
And Heather, as always, is too kind and always puts me on the spot and makes me feel uncomfortable with all the compliments.
I do it for fun. I do it because it's fun.
Okay, I do have some comments about the backpack. I know that this is probably for a real-time character. I get that. But see, if you're going to do a close-up like this, there is areas here that are too thin. The design around here doesn't look to me like it's substantial enough to be a seam that would be on a real bag, and these clips and buckles, there's just not enough substance to them. They need to be chunkier, they need to be thicker. If you're going to do a close-up like this, then it has to support it has to hold up. All right, but other than that, it's great. It's really nice. Again, with this white render here, that really accentuates the blown out highlights and how there's too much SSS there. But yeah, again, these are minor things that are very easy to fix. All of this is very fixable. And honestly, I think if you just drop down the SSS on the render, it'll just look a lot better.
It'll make it a lot better. So for you, it's the subsurface scattering. The thing that always makes me realize someone is learning is when they have too much bloom. Always with the bloom. So much bloom. This one has avoided it. I'm very impressed. But bloom and subsurface scattering, if you blow them up too much, you can just tell straight away that someone's like a beginner.
Yeah, also this still, I think you could have a lot more fun with it in post-processing. Like the cigarette, if Heather's just mentioned bloom. If there's going to be one place you put it, it's on the end of the cigarette, right? Adds extra depth. I also think the depth of field's too intense for my liking, because I would kind of knock that back a little bit, and then I would try and create a bit more depth with the cigarette. Add a bit of bloom, and then maybe add some 3D smoke that's kind of swirling around his hand or anything like that, and it's maybe going behind his head, then make the background a bit smokier, adds more depth, and it kind of gives you a bit more sense of, hey, this guy's okay. We can't see where he is, but he's somewhere dark and, you know, smoky and very cyberpunky. Okay, that's just my 2 cents, because I think that would make a really impactful banner image if you had just a couple of little tweaks and added a bit more griminess to it. So it's too bright and happy. It looks like he's in a photo studio trying to be
Too bright
trying
and
to be kind of
happy?
moody. Yeah, he's trying to be too moody. He's trying to be
Okay, no,
moody,
you're
but in
right.
a
Actually,
brightly
he
lit
does
photo
look
shoot.
like he's trying to be moody. You're right.
Yeah. Whereas
Like
when
this
we go
one's-
down to this
one's
turntable,
really cool.
yeah, this turntable's great because it's got that feeling, and I think you should try and
Yeah.
imbue that into your final image as well.
Yeah.
What's this? I'm just unanimous across Firestorm. We all
It's true though.
thank you, Manic, and thank you, Vega. Right, okay, let's see who else we have. How are we doing for time? Mario, how are we doing for time?
Fine, I think.
1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, I think we've got time.
We can do one
All
more.
right.
Oh, we got 2 more actually, because we got Rihanna as well. Don't forget Rihanna.
Yes, yeah. Okay, let's see. We've got a big portfolio here. Let's go
damn.
down 9
Oh, no,
years
we've got
ago.
3 more. We've got 3
We've
more.
got 3 more.
Yeah.
Do we? Oh yes, we do, because we've got a pure
The
ref
spotlight.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, if, again, we've said this before, if it's older than 3 years, you got to get rid of it.
Valid.
It's a shame. You've got a lot of lovely work here, but as we scroll up, it just gets better and better
So
and
much
better.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, I mean, I'm looking
Use
at a
your
lot
old
of this.
Stuff. I use my old stuff as like personal stuff to promote on social media. So I
Yeah.
promote. I post a lot on social media because I'm a social media whore. But one of the things that I like to do every January is I'll take one of my old pieces and I will not touch anything apart from the render settings and re-render it to get something new and different, and then do a comparison side by side and be like, new year, new piece, you know, sort of thing of like, there's the thing. So you can do lots of stuff with your old pieces and continue using them because it's a lot of work that you put into it. You don't want to lose them entirely, but they don't necessarily need to be on your portfolio. Your portfolio needs to be, this is the best of my work. Give me a job. Your
Yeah.
social media can be, here's some absolute trash that I made 10 years ago, but look, I made it cute again. And that's nice. Like that, people like to see that journey. They like to know that you're on that journey. But a person hiring you doesn't want you to be on a journey. They want you to be perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, no. The thing is, so this is, okay, I'm going to mirror something that Heather said in the past. Make your name easier. Okay. I don't know what's your real name. It's Kelechi, thank God, John. Make it easier for people to find who you are. So I'm going to go with
As an
John.
African, as a South African, thank God is a name.
Is it? Okay. That's my ignorance. My apologies.
It can
Okay.
be a name. Our
Okay.
producer is also thoroughly confused by it, but no,
Okay.
that can be a name. So it could be the name that they're using.
Okay,
Good.
my apologies. I apologize. I did not mean any offense, okay? But
Well, I mean every
Kelechi,
offense. I'm offensing everything.
there's not really much I need to say for this. I gotta be honest, this is beautiful. You've done a tutorial. I am in love with this. I love the forms of this face. This is
That's
gorgeous.
nice. Yeah, really nice.
It's this hyper real look that I really appreciate. I love how chunky the clothing is. Some nice detailing. There's a weird detailing to the skin that's very vertical across the face. That's one area I would say maybe look at something more realistic, but it does work with the stylization that you've created. And you've also made a tutorial for it, right? So this is good to see. As well.
I'm going to be more critical. It's my turn to be mean. My turn. So my critical thought on that is that you've added poor detail across the entire face, the forehead, the back of the head, the neck, and it's all
Yeah.
exactly the same, which it shouldn't be. Your pores on your nose and on your cheeks are a different shape and size. You want to make sure that it be a bit more picky about where you're putting specific pore detailing. If you're putting it
Hmm.
all across as all the same, that's not how pores work. That's not how it
No,
works.
that's true.
So if
Yeah,
you're going for hyper realistic, you gotta go hyper realistic. You've got to
yeah.
pay attention to these things,
And
unfortunately.
if you're going for a certain look, again, like we've said to several other people, you have to make that quite clear what it is that you're, what focus you're going
Yeah.
for.
The hair is insane though. Just, I mean,
Hair's
my two
lovely.
cents. The hair is insane. The eyes are insane. The texturing is insane. The lips are perfect. Like, it's a really beautiful character. It's
Yeah.
been put together so beautifully. It's really, really nice to see. So yeah, really cool. And
And
it's
you've got a
also
full workflow,
really
which is
stoked to
great.
see a character that isn't a big booby white girl. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to see something different.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you for giving us something different to look at. That makes me pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, it's there's quite a lot of variation across the work as well, though. That's something. So I think I think you need to condense your portfolio a little bit and be really ruthless about what is good and what's better. So it's like, this is good, this is better. Like, and almost like like an S to D tier list. What's S tier? A, B, C, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in here that I would immediately just remove because it's too old. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand. I'm being critical again. Are you ready for it? I don't understand how the girl that we were just reviewing is older than the girl that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. I don't understand.
this one,
Because
yeah,
that one needs to get taken off.
yes, this is not this is
That's
not
not it.
working as well. And I can see that you've used the same pore texture on her forehead that you did in the previous one.
What makes me even more critical, and it's because I am heightened awareness of people that scam, cheat, and all the rest of it, is if I saw that in someone's portfolio, I'd assume that the first one that we looked at was done off of either someone else's work, or there was a base mesh used or something along those lines, and then you tried to recreate it yourself and didn't quite hit that mark. So be careful about if you're showing work where like you made a jump from being really good to not being quite so good. People will look at it and go, why? Why did it
Yeah.
go down? So just be careful of
And
that.
again, see, again, here
This
we
is cool.
go.
This is nice.
This is really lovely. There's a very strange quality disparity is what I'm looking at here. And I think I'm going to take that you are more comfortable with certain forms, okay?
Yeah.
As in more, not exaggerated forms, but just certain forms of the face. Like, as in, if it's a more structured looking face, if it's a stronger face, like this one here, this is
Yeah.
gorgeous. But you have a little kind of kid girl here who is got softer features. They're a bit more harder, they're a bit more challenging to do. And I think that's where obviously you're needing to maybe do more practice. Same with this character here. Her face is a little bit softer. It doesn't have as much prominence in the bony structures, etc. And it's sometimes a bit more challenging to kind of work on. Like, for example, we go to this guy here. Again, the quality just immediately goes up. I don't
It
know.
goes, yeah. The
Yeah.
fluctuation the fluctuation's a little bit weird for me. That's
And-
my one main takeaway from this.
And again, if we look at this character, he has a very strong, prominent look to his face. And I think that's maybe why. So so what I would do is I would remove, like Heather suggested, remove the stuff that's not as good character-wise, the stuff that you're not as comfortable doing, and practice those areas. Because I don't think you need to do as much practice in these areas because you've already you're very comfortable with that. Like, again, here we go.
Yeah,
Same
you got
thing
some
again.
really cool stuff.
This is really nice. This is really lovely. Again, very strong, prominent features. The hair's great. The clothing's great. I think you've got a workflow that's working for you. But there's just some areas here that we need to omit. We need to omit a few of these.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my favorite
And you've got
is
some top level stuff though. Like,
Yeah.
just take out everything that isn't your top 5 best pieces, because you've got
Yeah.
some incredible work. Really, really stunning work.
I would also say you might also be suffering from a little bit too much subsurface as well. But that's very normal. People tend to overdo it all the time. Okay.
I mean, I do.
And I do it myself. I have to pull myself back a little bit. What's this? Oh, that one is already posed. It's an older piece. I'm not
Yes,
sure if
there's
the
more.
chat's
Yeah.
talking about what we're talking about
Hey,
or
Davy's
yeah.
Art Corner. Hey, Davy's Art Corner. How you doing?
Uh,
How long is the
yeah.
stream going to be? Not too much longer. I think we got who we got next? Who we got after this? We got Rion that we want to look at.
Hmm.
And then the only other one that I can think of is we wanted to cast a spotlight on our one of our community members who asked us to review her work. And honestly, I don't think I can review her work because her work is just absolutely phenomenal. And I just kind of want to shout out about how awesome she is. So those are the only two that we
Yeah.
got left after this, really. Oh, I can hear voices. Oh, anything that got added today and got added during while we've been doing this, please don't be sad that we don't cover it. We can't cover everyone's work. What we will do is have a look at more of the stuff in probably a month's time, a few weeks, whenever I can't be bothered to actually do my own stream. I do these instead. And we'll have another little session where we go through stuff. So yeah, please keep, if you are
Yeah.
new to our stream, if you've only just joined us, go and have a look. There's links somewhere down below. There'll be links to our Discord. Come and join the Firestorm Discord. We have a channel set up there for you to post your work. If you want your portfolio looked at, it can be a character, it can be environment, it can be props, it can be 2D, it can be 3D. It can be your CV, it can be your LinkedIn, it can be a cover letter, it can be anything that you want us to review and go through and help you with.
Yep.
That is what we are there for. So just throw it up there for us. And as soon as we can, we do aim to try and get through absolutely everyone who posts, but it's going to take some time. So we can't do them all every single time, I'm afraid. But we also, and thank you so much, guys, for always sharing your work with us and trusting us with your work and looking at it. It's really, it's flattering, and it's an honor to be able to have the privilege of looking at other people's work and giving my critique on it. Like, you guys are incredible. God damn, look how incredible these artists are. And it's such a big step to ask someone to review work. I know I've done it before where I've asked people to review my work. It's terrifying. It's so scary. So, big ups to you guys for actually having the will to do it. It's scary stuff, and you should be very proud of yourself for sharing your work like this, especially on such a very
Yeah.
public platform where you've got, 120 people watching it and it's going to be recorded. So, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for anyone that if we say something you don't like, it's
Yeah, and I think just to kind of sum up for Kalechi, this is your portfolio is very strong, but I think it just needs a little bit of optimization across the whole portfolio, just to really focus in on the stuff that's really, really strong in this portfolio. And I think the amount of work that you've done from a tutorial perspective is fantastic as well. It's really great to see that you're not just creating the work and putting it out there for people to kind of view and enjoy. You're actually helping the community as well. You're covering how you've actually went about creating these, and I think that's that's to be commended as well. Okay, so that's really fantastic. Kind of paying it forward. So, and I apologize again about your name. You have no idea how bad I now feel about that, and I will probably
No,
punish myself for months.
I'm just used to it because I lived in South Africa for so long that I've got used to, like, thank God is a name, precious is a name, beauty is a name. Like, I'm used to it. I had a barman that
Okay.
worked with me and his name was Doctor. So I'm
Okay.
I'm just used to it.
Okay. Okay. Yep. As I said, no offense meant, folks. My apologies. Okay. So we have two left. One of them is actually a showreel, I believe. So I will take the audio. I'm not gonna play the audio, but I will hopefully it plays all right. So let's take a look. This is from Ryan Singh Gedhu. Or Gedhu.
I've been calling him Rian, so that's a problem. Oh God, he says. That's a cool shot for a render.
Okay. So I have the audio
I'm
in
gonna
my
start
ear.
by being nice. I'm gonna start by being nice because I can sense when you're gonna critique something. I'm gonna start with the nice sentence of, First of all, Rian, thank you so much for sharing your work with us. And it's been an absolute privilege to see this from a few months ago to now and how much you've progressed and brought it all together and created things. It's been a real pleasure to have you as part of the Firestorm community and get to be a part of the journey for this. It's fun. It's nice. It's nice. So thank you very much for that. And now Pat is going to give you, because this is Pat's forte. Like this is you stepping into his world of weird ass monsters for cinematics. Yeah, I'm going to leave him to it. Oh, if you ever see us like pausing like that, it's because Mario's talking to us. It's not
Yeah.
that we're actually having a brain glitch. It's just that we're listening to Mario. Yeah, we can send him. We can send the name. What is the full? Rian, what do you want us to call you on the thing? We need a name for you. Let me just message you guys. Hold on. So it is Rian on chat. What is the name at the beginning of it?
Ryan Singh Gadoo. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Sing. Aha! Oh, I thought you could pause it. Wait, go back to the start.
Here you go.
Ryan Singh. There we go.
Okay.
Thanks, Mario.
Yeah, thanks, Mario. Thank you. Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to say is you need to lower the volume of the music. And in many ways, I would remove the music if you can. It can be a little bit distracting, okay? And I know it's nice to have music. I've got music on my own showreel, but try
hate
and
it.
make it sure that it's... There we go. Heather hates my showreel.
I
So,
hate it. No, I don't hate you. I hate it because when I was doing reviews for animation, they all come in with the sound. I don't want to hear the sound, especially because I'm going to be scrubbing through backwards and forwards. I'm going to be pausing
Yeah.
and going back, and I'm going to go back and go back and go back. And I don't want to have to listen to the same little clip of audio. And what you think is a super cool song,
nobody does.
no one else does.
Nobody does.
so,
Yeah. If you're applying for a job, like you're sending it to a studio or you're sending them a link to something, remove the music, okay? If you're doing what I would call a sizzle reel, you're trying to promote yourself online, then you can put music to it and have it, right? And have it a bit more, and make it a bit more energetic, right? Because then you're kind of doing quick cuts, etc. Because it's a way of advertising yourself, right? So there's two different types. You've got a demo reel that is, I want a job demo reel, and then there's a sizzle reel, right? And that sizzle reel is, it's essentially like a trailer for who you are as an artist, okay? So that's my first thing, Ryan. I would remove that. The next thing I'm going to say
I always
is
just mute it when I listen to anyone. Whenever I get anyone's
Yeah.
calls, I immediately turn off the sound.
that's the thing. I mean, and a lot of the time when you're reviewing a show reel, it's going to be you're going to maybe be in a large studio with lots of people. They're going to turn off the music.
Yeah.
Okay. All these stills, remove them from the showreel. I don't like seeing stills in a showreel. Move them into an art station, okay? A showreel
Showreels
is
are
for
animation.
moving pictures, okay? Yeah, animations, turntables, breakdowns, that type of thing, okay? Because the other thing I'm going to say is your demo reel is way too long. Far
I
too
thought it
long.
was done when we first started chatting. I thought it was like over, but then it carried on.
It's
Like,
it's 2 minutes
It's
long.
too much. Oh no. You need like 15 to 30 seconds. Please.
Yeah. To give you an idea, Rian, my demo reel is 2 minutes long and it has over 10 years of content on it. That's to give you an idea. And mine doesn't even need to be to that length of time, okay? You can, 30 seconds. 30 to 45 seconds is all you need. And
Just to absolutely ruin this for you even more, when people review your work, they don't watch all 30 seconds anyway. They'll watch the first little bit, they'll scrub to the middle, and then they scrub to the end. They don't actually watch the majority. Unless it's really good and you're making it into the final categories of people that they're choosing. They scrub through and they're like, oh, this is interesting, what is it? Oh, this is interesting, what is it? And that's it. That's all they do.
if they're not sure. Also, you see your opening card? get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to be really harsh here with you, Ryan, because I know that I know you want a job here, and this is also to everyone who's watching that's making show reels. Get rid of your front card. Okay, I've done it
Why?
myself over the years because it's exactly like you said, you're wasting time to get to your work.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, that makes
Because
sense. Do you put it at the end?
put it all the way through, right? So there we go, 3 seconds, and we're not at your work yet. Now we're at your work at 4 seconds. Instead, as soon as I press play, I could see your dragon, and then your logo could be in the top corner of somewhere or the bottom corner. Your name is visible the whole way through. Because if I'm a reviewer and I'm going, oh my God, I love that guy's work. What's his name? And then I have to scrub to the end or to the front of your demo reel. No, that could immediately kind of lose you the position. Because like, oh, we can't, screw it, we can't remember his name, move on. And I know that sounds harsh, but it can happen like that.
No, it is. It's down to that. And I feel guilty when I reviewed people's work where the amount that I would like, if I couldn't access it within 3 clicks, I was done. I was finished. I was done. At that point, I'd gone through hundreds and I was just like, I'm done. I don't have any more time for this. I only have an hour a day to be checking these things. If it wasn't immediately apparent that I liked it, it was done. If I switched it on and suddenly blasted really loud music, I was done. Like it's brutal. It is brutal, and I'm sorry.
And what will happen as well is, and a lot of times is, as soon as we press play, we'll immediately grab the timeline and just move it forward. To the next part. So, remove the title, or you can keep your name in it, because obviously you need to have your name all the way through, right? Get rid of all the stills. I don't need to know how many quads are in this at this point. I don't care, right? I'm looking at the quality of the work and I want to see the breakdown. All of this information can be in an ArtStation link, in a breakdown. So what I would do...
That's a portfolio thing, really.
Yeah. Do your demo reel for your creature, your character, your environment, whatever it might be. And then in your CV or in your cover letter or whatever, have a link to an ArtStation post that has a full breakdown of your demo reel. And then all of this information gets dumped into that. And then if an employer wants that information, they can go and see it. If they don't, then they can go, or if they've maybe seen what they need to see and go, yeah, that's fine. I like what I see, we'll hire them off the demo reel. But you might be, maybe there's two of you.
Do you think that a 3D artist needs a demo reel? I don't have a demo reel. I have my portfolio.
Depends on
ArtStation.
It depends, because it changes, the landscape of hiring changes over like all the time. Sometimes studios want a demo reel, sometimes they want a portfolio. If you're an animator, you need a demo reel.
Oh yeah. If you're doing anything that moves, it needs to be a demo reel.
Yeah. Oh wait a minute. It's for an assignment. I had to do this. Okay. This bothers me because I have taught, like I said, for over 15 years. And universities, if anyone of the 120 people that are watching happen to work at a university, stop asking your students to make a 2 to 3 minute demo reel. You are. I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. I'm going to get
time and everyone else's time.
I might start to get a bit angry here. I apologize if I'm a little bit too heated.
Angry Scotsman.
I am sick and tired of universities across the world getting their students to make a 2 to 3 minute demo reel. You're wasting their time and you're wasting your time. It's not going to help them get a job. It's going to actually be more detrimental. So if you're a student and you have a 3 minute demo reel and you have to do it for an assignment, fine. After you leave uni, recut that to 30 seconds, no longer. If you have just left uni, you don't need a demo reel longer than 30 seconds. And I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. And I've seen it. So there we go, folks.
Again, when I've hired people for 3D roles or rigging roles, or actually the rigging, I'll watch for rigging. But for the most part, like I just want a portfolio that I can skim through and have a look at.
Yeah.
Demo reels, I feel like, okay, I could be wrong, but I feel like demo reels are slightly outdated as well these days. Like, you don't get as many of them. You get, obviously, I'm talking about for someone who is a character artist who doesn't do rigging and animation. That's it. But
Yeah.
I don't see it as a thing that we do that much these days.
No, the attention span is it's an
Yeah,
attention span
30
thing.
seconds.
People, 30 seconds. Studios want to basically go to a link, look at what you've got, and say yes or no. And technically, an ArtStation portfolio, from my experience and from what people have told me recently, that's preferred now. Because then they can go straight to it. They don't have to pause it. They can look at a high
It's a bit like
resolution image.
it's like it's
Yeah.
the difference between getting a text and a phone call. Like you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
People prefer text because I can just like skim it and read and carry on.
Yeah, which to be
It's the
fair, I
same
think
with
is
portfolios.
why
This
I
looks
think
really
actually is
cool
a
though, by the
problem in
way.
itself. It's a problem in itself because I do think that recruiters do need to start spending more time looking at work.
Oh,
So this kind of stuff, Rianne, this stuff,
is
leave
cool.
this kind of stuff. This is great. I love the breakdown. Nice to see the wireframe.
Yeah.
The turntable, the A pose turntable, really good. Maybe try and leave it in a pose. The kind of flat out. We all already know it works from a rigging perspective because you've done a bit of animation. So put it in a nice pose for the turntable. Make it a bit more dynamic. I would remove these heads. These are not as good as your main dragon. Keep them in your ArtStation. Don't
That's
keep them in
nice.
your demo reel. It's a good sculpt, but again, I would probably want to work it up a little bit more as well. Same for your anatomical sculpt. A pose, get rid of it. If you're doing an anatomy study, do the character posed. Look up life drawing poses, and have the character maybe sitting or standing with a pole, to get some weight, get some lean, that kind of thing onto the character rather than just an A pose. Okay.
We're just sculpting pole dancers now. Like if you're gonna really go for an anatomy study, do it right. Sorry.
Exactly.
We're getting to that part of the stream where I lose my mind. I'm so sorry.
This is really nice. I like this. This is
really
this is
cool.
lovely. See, again, I love the fact you've got a bit of smoke kind of kicking at the back. It adds a bit more life to the car. I would, again, see for this is another thing. The wireframe is odd because it's at a different angle. I would have preferred to see the wireframe
same
overlaid
angle,
on top of the original angle. And apologize if it comes across as this. This makes me feel as though you accidentally rendered it through the wrong camera and just went, I need to put it in the
That's
show
how I
reel,
usually
and it
get
goes.
my wireframes, to be honest.
So it would be nice to see it overlaid. Again, these are quite nice, but I feel that these need to be on your ArtStation rather than in your demo reel. I like this as well, but again, it's a still. I would like to see this probably either get a turntable of the siege weaponry with some breakdowns of the wireframe, etc., and then put the rest in your ArtStation. However, like you said, it is an assignment, so you've been told that you need to provide a 2-minute demo reel with your work. So you've basically put what you have into your demo reel to kind of pad it out to 2 minutes, and that is the problem. Is that it's very obvious when someone is padding out their demo reel. I've seen. I used to collect demo reels for my students years ago, back when I started teaching in 2009, 2010, that type of thing, right? And I'm aware that some of you in the chat might not even have been born. Okay. Okay. So. That's fine, folks. It's fine, folks. I'm now officially in my 40s. I'm not 40 anymore. I'm in my 40s now. So, time to clip it and send it to your professors. But that's the thing.
Like, Pat Emery says, "You guys suck."
Well, do you know what? The problem is it's not.
It.
I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say that this assumption that students need to showcase 3 minutes of work. I don't know where this came from, but it's very archaic and it's very old. It's very old-fashioned, and it's something that they really. I mean, they shouldn't be asking students to provide it, because I think again it's putting way too much work on a student at the end. It's like, yeah, put 3 minutes of your work together. It's like, yeah, but the work might not
Yeah.
be. I might not have three
But I mean,
minutes of really good work.
it's not just that. Like,
So
it's nice that they're forcing you to learn a new skill that is video editing and video
mhm,
rendering. But if you're studying to be, again, a 3D artist,
yeah,
why are they wasting your time?
honestly, that's the thing. I do find like it's a waste of
Why?
time. I do find that it's a waste of time. Let me see if I
Yeah.
can find the showcase showreel. Um, oh God, I've lost it. Ah, where is it? There it is. Um,
It gets out of date super
uh,
fast. Yeah,
copy
I
link.
do think that it does. That is a problem. And that's why you should have
Yeah.
one-to-one mentoring with someone who speaks to you directly, not just from a textbook. Have you considered one-to-one mentoring with Firestorm Studio? Soon I'm going to be the
Well,
voice of Vought International. Just wait.
I mean, I do. No, I can't tell that story on stream.
I didn't want to do this. No, dude, I feel you. Like yeah, I feel you. I'm sorry. You, for what it's worth, what you've done in your reel is good. You've done really good.
Yes.
Like the project that you've made is really nice. It's been, like I said, it's really nice seeing the progress of your work. You have
Hmm.
progressed so much, and literally from that reel I can see like where you started versus the
Hmm.
project that you've just made now, and the
Yeah.
amount that you've learned and developed from it. So absolutely well done on all your effort. I hope once you're finished, yay, you get to work on something you actually want to work on. It'll be nice.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That's the thing, Ryan. Don't take my. I know I was probably a little bit harsh there. It wasn't directed at you or your work. It's more about the fact that you are forced to pad out a demo reel that, and because you're being forced to pad it out, it's actually reducing its quality. You've got lots of great work that if it was condensed into 30 seconds, you know, it would be a much snappier, much more kind
Yeah.
of solid reel. So yeah. Um, Thank you so much. Another dragon. Yeah, put another dragon in. I like your
Do another
dragons. I want to see more
do
dragons. You
dragons.
know,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that I actually really like the fact that you're pulling from like cultural as well. I love seeing that. It's one of the things that when I've taught at places across the world, when you have a classroom where you get people from all over the world, they bring with to their personal projects, they bring in their own culture, and it's fascinating. I love seeing people go, right, I'm doing this character or this creature or this, or I'm interpreting this story from my country's, history or
Oh,
folklore,
I
or,
love that. It's
I
so cool.
love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Like I had a student that did who was from Bulgaria, that did their national dancers, just a character of their national
Oh,
dancers
I've
in their national
seen
dress,
those dances. It's so
and
good. It's so
it's one of
good.
those. It's so cool because the thing is, you get to see.
Mm.
It's on the face of it, it looks fairly simple, like a fairly simple outfit. But then you get into the nitty gritty and you see all the kind of, the small details, the accoutrements. Amazing,
Yeah.
great thing to
It's
work on.
why I did the Tokolosh was my third month, my third term, my final term study for one of the years that I was at CG Spectrum, and I literally chose it
Yeah,
because it's a Tokolosh and I'm South African, and I wanted to have a little bit of a South
yeah,
African flair on my. I'm not a very like outspoken South African because I've been in England longer than I've been in South Africa, but still, it was nice being able to be like, haha, let me tell you the story about putting your bed on bricks so that the Tokolosh doesn't get you at night. Um, My gran used to do it. My gran, she used to have her bed up on bricks just in case the Tokolosh came.
wow,
There you go.
yeah.
Weird out
See,
South Africans.
what's this? Culture is
Anyway,
such a rich thing. Take inspiration for life. Brilliant.
yeah,
Punjabi culture in the games industry. Yeah, exactly, Rian. Thank you.
yeah,
But yeah, thank you
exactly.
very much for submitting,
That's
Rian. I'm
cool.
glad we got to kind of take a look. So
It's
I
always a
guess
pleasure
that
getting to look
brings
at your
us,
work.
yeah, and that brings us
Yeah,
nicely to our showcase. And I think this is something that we
yes,
might do more often, if Heather agrees,
yes,
is if we
yes, I
pick someone
do
from
agree.
our community, and rather than doing a
Yes.
review, we do a
Yeah, I
showcase.
mean, look, she is our texture witch. She is the 3D witch, and she put this up as something for us to review, and I refuse to review this because it's gorgeous. It's lovely, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Also, I'm willing to go back to what I said right at the beginning of the stream where I said like don't copy Arcane. unless you make it your own in the same way that she has, because she's nailed it. Absolutely, everything about this is perfect. Everything. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's perfect. God, it's beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah, and I see, there we go. Look at the sculpt as well.
Yeah.
The sculpt brings it in, is just, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. I'm gonna butcher your name, but I see your work is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we're
Hmm.
so glad to have you in the community. I have been stalking your work since years ago anyway. So it's really lovely having you as part of the community. And, I feel like if you ever want to come and stream and showcase for Firestorm, like run some streams, you'd be so welcome to do that. I'm sure everyone would like to see your working and how you achieve it. I mean, the carrot is just the carrot. That
We will
carrot
get,
is
yes, we'll, yeah.
witchcraft.
And again, this is a good example as well, folks. If anyone is watching and you want to see how to set up your ArtStation, this is a very good example. Look at how many posts there is. There's how many breakdowns. Again, you can tell the experience when you see the texture, when you actually have an ORM texture. Okay, so it's combined. That's this for anyone that isn't aware. These are combined texture maps. They have lots of, like, depending on the channel, it has a different effect on the material. It's a great way to be more efficient with your work, and this is really lovely to see. Again, you're getting a breakdown here.
This is also just a subtle reminder to anyone that is involved and doing art and all the rest. Record everything you do. Get yourself an extra external hard drive. Record everything, because it's easy. Everyone likes seeing this. Everyone likes watching your work. We like to see how people do things. It's interesting. That's why, like, you look at Netflix and how many behind the scenes shows there are. People like to know what's happening behind the scenes. Like, you can add it in this capacity. Having a work in progress shot is absolutely perfect. It's lovely. It's lovely to see it happening. God, that detailing is incredible, though.
It's lovely.
So
And again,
beautiful.
just to kind of reinforce that behind the scenes kind of, that need for it. There was a magazine for visual effects called Cinefex that ran from the 80s all the way to 2014. And all it was, look how we made this movie. Look how we made this movie, right? And it's because people want to know how things were made. We should probably look at the carrot.
Oh my God,
Here is the carrot.
Witchcraft. Absolute witchcraft. If this was the Victorian era or the Dark Ages, she would be burnt at a stake for creating this. This is insane.
Parallax rendering is just
fucking incredible.
Amazing. It's such a cool thing, and you really, I mean, do you know what I love the most? Actually, I love the floor. The floor just.
Okay, I like the pretty design around the carrots. I like the magic.
There's just something about it. It's a really beautiful. Look at that. Look, you could turn that into a wallpaper.
Unbelievable.
And there we go. We get to see.
It's so nice. It's so.
So yeah, you really should be.
This is incredible, because this is just a flat tile that she did as well. Like, it's just a single tile. There is no geometry to it, and yet you still have a 3D image. That's. I don't know. Witchcraft. It's witchcraft.
It's stunning. It's really amazing work, and again, it's. Yeah.
We got someone asking about parallax. Do you want to explain parallax? Because I don't even know. Like, I can't explain parallax. I understand what parallax does, but I don't know how you achieve it.
To give you, parallax is I'm going to try and explain this the best I can. I understand it from a visual effects point of view. So the best example I can give you is, imagine you're driving down the road in your car or in a car, and you look out the window. Everything that's close to you moves past really fast. Everything in the background doesn't move at all, or moves very slowly. That's parallax. Okay, that's what the effect of parallax is, and it can cause all sorts of problems in VFX if we don't make an allowances for it. And essentially, what parallax? What's this? Sorry, I'm just checking. That carrot was just insane. Yeah, and essentially, that's what parallax render is doing. Is it's taking that into account when you move the camera. It's changing what's happening on the texture.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful work. Everything that she's got on this portfolio is beautiful. And something that's worth noticing, just from that initial opening of her portfolio, she's got everything. Sorry, can you go back?
Certainly, yeah, sure.
Go.
Yeah.
you can see every single piece that she's got there has got its own little frame. It's got its own little title. It's telling you what it was rendered in. And it's that level of like finesse, that extra step of creating a tile. And it really doesn't take that long to make a tile for your post. That's what's going to capture people's interest. It's really, really a good way of showcasing things. Like everything on this portfolio is just absolutely gorgeous. It's really pretty. So pretty. So many
Yeah.
colors. I love all the colors. It's so bright. Everything on mine is one color. Everything's pink or purple. Like
And
she's
again,
done so well with the colors.
what I find funny is that you've got the original artwork here, and then you've got the breakdowns. But the original post already has a lot of breakdown in it. But if we jump into this, this is the actual article from
Oh,
80
her
level,
breakdowns are
where
amazing.
she's broken down how she's approached it. And these are really good things to learn and read about. Okay, learn from other artists. Learn, and don't think it's cheating. Don't think it means you're less of an artist because you've used somebody else's reference or somebody else's tutorial. It doesn't. You're learning, and you're always learning in this field.
Yeah.
You're always learning. If you stop learning, then you're as well quitting. And I love this as well. Again, one day, one asset. She's labeled it. She's let people know this is like a speed run, if you will. This is a speed.
How cool is the painting of the light on this?
Right.
So good.
And if you are interested in learning how to do this, right, or you're curious about going, oh, how do I do a 2D painting? This will sound weird, but check out YouTube videos or tutorials online about how people paint miniatures and models, okay, because they have to paint light and get a lot out of stuff. Create the idea of something glowing on like a 3D model, like a physical 3D model. Check out how they do it, and you can apply all of that onto your models in 3D. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Learn it from me. Yes, go learn it from Vega. Vega's getting pretty good at this. I got to tell you, I think most of her texturing is done in Substance Painter rather than 3D Coat as well, which is interesting.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm about to get proven wrong really quickly, but I know a lot of her work
me grab it.
is done straight up in Substance Painter. Yeah, there we go.
Blender, ZBrush, Substance Painter. Yeah.
It's such a good way of, because I know that people think that you can't or they assume you can't hand paint in Substance. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You don't need to be running all of the different softwares at the same time to be able to get a really masterful hand painted effect. It's just interesting. It's just really, really interesting to me.
Yeah, I think the problem with Substance is that everyone assumes you have to use generators, you have to use this, you have to use all of its fancy things that it does, but you don't. You can just go in and use it as a layer system and just paint different layers and just hand paint it the same way you would in any other piece of software, like Photoshop. It's one of the reasons I actually like painting in
as well.
I keep forgetting.
At some point I've got to learn that. I've been talking about this for ages. I think I might do a whole series on doing texturing in Marmoset because I think Marmoset is going to become the next big thing for texturing. I think it's going to overtake slowly but surely.
They're cooking slowly in the background. Dennis
they're
is actually
quietly
doing
getting
that at the
good.
moment. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I know Dennis is.
Oh,
Dennis has actually been
amazing.
experimenting with it. He's done. Sorry to put you on the spot, Dennis, but he's done some amazing work. You should check out. He's currently learning it. Check out our France Art Station. He's got some gorgeous
I'll
work.
check it out.
He's
That's
also
brilliant.
available
Yeah,
for
it's
work. So
slowly but surely getting really good, and I feel like people aren't paying attention to it, and
No.
suddenly it's going to be like, by the way, this is amazing. In the same way that I just feel like Marmoset, you should sponsor us. I feel like Marmoset doesn't have the same amount of money in the company and amount of like popularity to push themselves as much as they deserve. Their baking is better. I think that their rendering is better than most rendering options. And I think that eventually their texturing is going to be better than others.
Yeah.
But we'll see about
the
it.
one thing I would like to see from Marmoset, just as a slight digression, is I'd kind of like to see a little node-based, just a very light node-based window, so that I could plug in more than one or two normal maps at a time. Because
Now you're
at the
just
moment
being
it's,
fancy.
I am being fancy, but it's one of those things. My recent,
But you still wanna.
well, the chimpanzee I did recently, I wanted to render
Yeah.
in Marmoset, but I rendered it in Arnold because Arnold allowed me to plug in multiple normal maps and my displacement map at the same time. If Marmoset allowed me
I
to do
see, I
that, it
see.
would have been rendered in Marmoset. So,
There you go.
so there we
I mean,
go.
I'm just not going to use Arnold because that's my reasoning. It's just
This is the thing. I will use any rendering system I use will always be better than Mental Ray. That's how old I am. And most
I
people
don't know
probably
what
don't
that
even know what that
means.
is. Yeah.
I don't
You
know
want to
what
have
that
a
means.
you want to
I
have a
actually
laugh, folks?
vaguely
Check out
remembered
Mental Ray.
Mental Ray. I remember Mental Ray existing. I don't know what it is.
It was the default. It was the de facto rendering tool in Maya and Autodesk 3D Studio Max and Softimage back in the day, and it was the go-to. It was the go-to.
There you go.
So
There you go.
yeah, but it was awful.
Anyway, getting back to the topic, getting back on point, we just wanted to shout out someone that has been a member of the community for a while and who I think is someone that we can
Yeah.
all learn from and look up to. So yeah, well done to.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call you Isu. I think it's Isu.
Isu.
I could be
yes, I think so.
could be
Yeah,
mistaken. But yeah, your work is absolutely phenomenal. And again, thank you so much for being a member of the Firestorm community. And yeah, if you ever want to try your hand at streaming, just let me know. You'd be welcome to join our stream team whenever you wanted to. Absolutely welcome to. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed doing a bit of a review. I think that's our last one. I think.
I believe
Right?
so. Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yay! All right. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming to see this. I'm just seeing if there's anything that I missed. Any questions that we missed? Wait, Mama said, does it allow you to do displacement and normal and detail normal on top? How many normals were you using in the chimp to render?
Oh yeah, I had 4. Plus my
Why?
displacement map.
Oh,
Just because I had different. I just had different layers, really. Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, right. Well, there you go. So I hope we've managed to answer everyone's questions. And I've seen a few pop up that we've missed. I'm really sorry if we didn't get to your question or to your portfolio. Sorry, we only have a certain amount of time to be doing these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have anything that you want to share with us, please do join us on Discord. Come and check us out on Firestorm Studio Discord. Links are down below somewhere. I'll hold on, wait. I've literally got this set up to just copy paste. So there we go. It's in the chat again. Come and join us over on Discord. You can share your work with us there, and we would love to be able to see it. If you are looking for a critique and you want a bit more than a quick 10-minute review on stuff, don't forget you can book in with any of the Firestorm mentors or Firestorm team members to review your work at a cost. We don't do everything for free, I'm afraid. But you can book us for an hour to do an in-depth review, one-to-one with you, to go through your work and explain exactly what we like, what we don't like, what works, etc. And how you can improve your work. So that's an option. Last time that I'm doing this, hold on, we'll press a button. Pow. Don't forget, Firestorm Studio is available for doing mentorship. So if you're looking for a one-to-one mentor who is available on a good budget and available to your timeline, you can get in touch with us either on www.firestormstudio3d.com or on Discord or on Instagram, or I'm on the internet. You can just speak to me anywhere you want, really. It's been an absolute... What are you typing? Fire
Trying to get Storm.
Storm Studio 3D.
Is it Studio?
Studio 3D, yeah. Wait, why you got
Yeah,
Studio
there we go.
Studio? Why you got Firestorm Studio
Shit.
Studio? What are you doing?
This is the problem when
my
I'm.
advert
Yeah.
is getting bad. My advert's getting
There we
really
go.
bad. Yay, this is us. So yeah, come on in. You can come and say hi. You get to see some new stuff that we're putting out there. We will also have different training sections that are getting built out at the moment. So excuse the mess on the website. It's under construction. And the Firestorm Forge, which is getting built as well. So we got some interesting things happening there. Pat, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
I can't say thank you enough. Thank you for bringing your absolute time, skill, expertise, wisdom, kindness, generosity, and everything else, and your beard that you bring to the stream. We appreciate it so much. And yeah, you guys keep making art. Get out there, go make some more art. Doesn't have to be for good reasons. It can be for fun or evil. It can be for evil reasons.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do it for evil.
Do it for evil. Thanks
Yeah.
so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. I think we're over and out. Mario, take us out of here.